The Minnesota Timberwolves were leading the Memphis Grizzlies by 26 points at one point during Game 3 of their best-of-7 series last night, dudes. They went on to lose that game on their home floor to a Memphis team that looked dead in the water on multiple occasions. OMG. Two separate 20-plus point leads, by the way, during that game. Memphis outscored them 37-12 in the fourth quarter. I mean, look at the odds there at the bottom of the screen. Lowest money line odds during the game for the Timberwolves, minus 5,494. Highest money line odds for during the game for Minnesota, plus 700. Absolutely banana land what we saw last night. Like, Minnesota had an opportunity just to shut the door, take the 2-1 series lead. Instead, they crumbled. They crapped themselves. These two dudes will not under pressure. DraftKings contributors Garion Thorne and Jeff Pratt. Yo, Gare Bear, last night, did it tell you more about Minnesota, or did you learn more about Memphis in that situation?
I wouldn't say I learned more about Memphis, but it probably just confirmed what I think we already thought we knew about Memphis. And I do just like imagining the guy who like live bet the Grizzlies when they were down in the second quarter and then was like, oh God, but then somehow found the strength to do it again at the end of the third quarter. That guy had a great night. Yeah, I think the thing with Memphis, we've kind of seen a similar team construct work its way from the regular season to the postseason in the past. And there's this stigma with teams like Memphis that they're almost too deep. Like, it's an advantage in the regular season, but it's a disadvantage in the postseason. But I think the difference between a lot of those types of teams that we've seen in the past is they still have a legitimate superstar in Ja Morant. And he didn't even really play like a legitimate superstar last night. And they still found a way to come back from, as you said, Emerson, two different 20-point deficits. They should beat the Timberwolves. I think we all know that.
Yep.
So I'm not like crowning them yet, but it was a really, really impressive showing from a team on the road in, the first real playoff game we've seen in Minnesota in quite some time. So it's a pretty hostile environment.
Yeah, Pratt, I mean, Garion's onto something there. Like, Ja Morant, like, he didn't have his best night by any stretch, but, his supporting cast there also stepped up. Desmond Bane, like Brandon Clark. Tied for the fourth biggest comeback in playoff history with your Celtics in 2002, Jeff, and 2017, the Cavaliers. Is there a silver lining, though, here for the Timberwolves at all?
No, there's not. This game tells me more about Minnesota. Crazy offensive runs is what I expect from a team like the Grizzlies. They came into the playoffs scoring the second most points per game in the league, just behind Minnesota, by the way. So this one was always set to be a high-scoring affair. The fact that they were able to pull off this comeback without Ja playing at his best was definitely surprising. But Memphis is an offensive juggernaut. That's what we expect out of them. On the other hand, this collapse for Minnesota, it's the nail in the coffin for them in this series. After stealing game 1 in Memphis, we thought this team could actually be for real, maybe. And then they blow not one, but two 20-point leads over the course of one game. I'm not sure how that's really possible. I put a ton of blame on Chris Finch here. How do you not call a timeout during that huge run that let Memphis back into the game in the fourth quarter? That's an inexcusable error. And then Karl-Anthony Towns, this is the biggest game of your career up to this point, and you drop 8 and 5. That's just embarrassing, and it's not the first egg that he's laid in the playoffs and throughout the play-in tournament. I don't see a way the Timberwolves can recover in this series, and they could have to look at some potential moves to shake up the roster this offseason.